Hello, everybody. It's Joe. Hey, you're back at the workbench. I'm so happy that you're here. So, I have a request from one of you. Commenter on one of my previous videos, Ryu Takayu. Or is it Ryu Takayu? Is that supposed to rhyme? I don't know. Ryu Takayu said, I have an ambitious idea. Could you make a figure of Hena from Legend of Zelda Twilight Princess? Now, I need to do a little search on Hena. I'm not quite sure who she is, so let's pull up the repository of all human knowledge here. Hena is the owner of the Zora River. Oh, she's running the fishing game. Okay, can you be Hena's boyfriend? Yeah, I'm not scrolling any further. Let's just pull up some images of Hena and see if we can figure this out. So there she is, little fishing hat on. And, oh, I like this one. I like her pose. It's very YHT friendly. She's got the gentle overhangs, bridging. It looks fantastic. And if you don't remember YHT, my head will have an annotation to that while I'm talking here. But I think we can totally do this, especially with this pose. The heck is happening with her foot, though? That's all right. We can do this. Now, you might think, the way that I've done projects in the past, that this would be an ambitious project because I've got to model her and get it all the right size and shape and copy all the details. However, another search online for Zelda, Legend of Zelda 3D models brought me to this website that has 3D models ripped directly from the game, ready to go. So, actually not a whole lot of work involved in this project, and there's Hena, spelled with two N's instead of one. But oh well, you just download that model and away you go. So super simple. So let's pull it into Blender and see what we got. You know, if it's a 3D Max, it might have the skeleton already in it. Probably not, though. I'm not sure how 3D Max does their skeletons. So the funny thing is the zip had two versions. It had Hena with the hat and Hena without the hat. And I think I want her with the hat. So I'm going to grab Hena hat. And I'm looking at a distinct lack of hat going on here. Let me delete that and let me pull up the other one and see if maybe, I don't know, maybe I'm missing something. So here's Hena, and she's got a hat. So, okay. Now, 3D models made for video games are very different than 3D models made for 3D printing. There's a lot of things that we have to take into account. They can have bad vertices and things like that. Let's dive into this and see. Well, that's one thing. Okay, so it's a bunch of separate parts, which is okay. Just need to make sure to join them all together. That hat. Ooh, I do not like that hat. It's very, very thin. I think I want to take some time to remove the inner vertices of the hat and then just make it flat across so that it'll 3D print. It might cover up her ears, but so does her hair, so it'll probably be okay. You know, I think... Now, let me see these eyes. What's behind... I'm just going to delete these eyes. Whoops. Nope. Nope. I just wanted to delete... Nope. Okay, fine. I will grab everything, join it together, go into it. Let's just remove doubles right now. And let's see what's happening with the eyes. The eyes are... What is happening here? You know, maybe I should have held off on the... let's undo us back to before we remove doubles. Wow, I have a lot of steps to undo. And it's not going to let me undo it. So, we're just going to go back. We're going to re-import Hena. No hat, so that we get the hat. There we go. Now, just grab the whole thing. Join it. Where'd you go, Hena? Whoa, you're huge now. I must have joined the wrong thing to the wrong thing, and the scale must have gone wonky. But that's alright. Let's go in here. I just want to take a look at what's behind these eyes. So I'm going to delete them real quickly. I don't even know what just happened. It's like she had an eye over the eye. Maybe you know what? I'm not even going to try to figure it out. Now we got a big eye hole, and you know what? I kind of prefer that. There's two eyes there. I don't get it. Okay, I'm going to grab that eye hole. I'm going to make a face out of it. I'm going to extrude it back, I don't know what, 0.2? Negative. Maybe 0.5? Yeah, I feel good about 0.5. Yeah, that's groovy. What's happening? Oh boy. Now is the time to remove doubles, although I hope that doesn't cause me any problems in the future. Probably will. Face, extrude, negative 0.5. There we go. Now, I kind of want to, like, put the iris in there, but, you know, I think I'm going to leave it flat and let whoever prints it paint that part in. It might not even be visible depending on the scale that you print this. So right now what I'm doing is I'm grabbing just the head because I want that separated out so that I can pose it separately. I'm just going to expand the selection and then expand it backwards. Yeah, it's about perfect. See, remember in the Goro project when we moved his head around, it got squished like it was a Stretch Armstrong or something. I don't want that. Instead, I want the head to move like a bone, and I want the neck to stretch and squash. So that's what I'm doing right here. And so we're just going to separate off the head. And we're going to grab the neck hole, face it off, extrude it up, maybe scale it in just a little bit, and that's good. I also have a head hole down here that I need to fix. So there it is. So there we go. We got the head separated out. Let's see if there's any other problem areas that we're going to need to be aware about. What's happening here? I saw something go weird when I did this. And yep, it's a separate part. So I'm going to have to integrate that somehow. Because if you have separate parts, when you try to pose things, sometimes the weighted mesh doesn't quite work the same. So I'm gonna have to figure that out later. Something's going on with the arm here. There it is. Yeah, we got a vertice going off to the middle here and a sleeve that's separate. Well, I'm gonna remove that vertice. Good, I've got two edge loops here, so I'm going to bridge those edge loops. Actually, I don't like this. That's not going to print real well. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to just smooth the vertex, and then I'm going to grab this loop of vertices and scale them up just a little bit. And we're going to call that good. At the size this is printing at, that'll be fine. Alright, so once again, let's get rid of that vertice. Let's grab these guys. Let's bridge them. Smooth the vertex, grab this loop, and scale it up. Alright, that looks pretty darn good. I think we're ready to go with that. Is anything happening with the legs here? Looks like we got some separate meshes again that don't meld in. I should really separate those out and boolean them back in so they'll work. But I'm going to save that for another time. I'll take care of that later. Right now, though, I'm seeing a little problem because the legs are going to be too close. We've got to separate those out. So the best way to do that is just to do a little bit of proportional editing. So make sure we do the connected version. And where is... Where is my... There it is. I want to do that up until I'm moving the whole leg. And then I want to move that leg, what do you figure, 5, 1 millimeter, 1.5, 2 millimeters? No, 2 is too much. 1.5 is too much. 0.5, 1. Why are you giving me such a hard time here? I just want you to move it just a little bit. Okay, I want you to move it. This says 1. This says 2.5, so let's go with 2.5 this direction. And we'll grab the other leg. And we'll move it 2.5 in the negative direction. And now her legs aren't touching. And that will be very good when we do the mesh. So I'm just going to skip ahead here a little bit. I'll come back and fix all those little problems I was talking about, separate belt buckles and stuff that need to be fixed. And let's just get into you want to have the Rigify add-on done, so I've got that in there. And so now to use the Rigify, we start with a human meta rig, which is way down here. So I'm going to grab Hena, and I'm going to scale her down until she's about the size of the human meta rig. There we go. And now the job is to get this human meta rig to match her pose, which isn't that hard. You just got to grab the human meta rig, go into edit mode. Let's make sure to turn on x-axis mirror, because she looks pretty mirrored in the x-axis. Yeah, that'll work. Let's move this up. Wow, her hand almost fits that exactly. That is amazing. So there we go. Let's move that elbow forward a little bit. Video and game characters never sweep the elbow back the way that I feel that they should, but you know. What do I know? I haven't been working in video games for years and years. And everything else looks like it's pretty much in place. I'm impressed. Not a lot of work to get this to fit the meta rig. Actually, I might move that back just a little bit. I'm also not happy with the number of vertices. This is a very low poly model, which is okay. I'm just afraid that I'm going to manipulate it too much, and we're going to get some squishing. I could potentially put a subdivision surface modifier on this thing. Let's see what she looks like with a subdivision surface modifier on her. Subdivision surface. Doesn't look too bad. Actually, she looks pretty darn good with that. I may have to do that for a future version. I may have to see about subdivision surfacing her for a future version. But what you do now, once you have the meta rig in place, is then you calculate out that meta rig, and it gives you all the bits and the bobs and all the fantastic little things to help you work on that. My blender is deciding to crash though, so we're just going to wait for 1 second. There we go. There we go. The belt buckles have turned round, which is, I suppose, to be expected, but it doesn't look too bad like this. I don't know. We'll see. I'm going to turn that off for now. So, now that we've got the human meta rig posed, you go into the meta rig tab, you come down here and you hit generate. And the first time you hit generate, something bad is going to happen, and you're going to have to come up here and tell it to reload it trusted, which means, yes, it's okay, go ahead and run Python scripts. I'm sure that nobody's going to run a Python script on here that's going to tell them to email me, email all my information to Microsoft or something. It's potential. That's why they put the thing in there. But so save this project, hit the generate button, reload it trusted, and then hit the generate button again. Now I've already done this, and we're just going to skip ahead a little bit. So I've done this, I've scaled it up, and I've even posed her. And you notice here are all the little meta rig things that help you. You can move the whole thing around. You can move her up and down. Isn't that cool? And in fact, if you come over, just select everything in this mesh, come on down to the bottom of it here, there are settings for them, and I like to take every one that says FKIK and slide them up to 1. That way the hands stay put where they are, the feet stay put where they are, and if you move the body up and down, notice how the hands and feet aren't moving. And then I tried to match as closely as I could the pose in the picture, right down to that weird twisted foot thing that she was doing. And I don't know, I don't think it looks too unnatural. Pivoted her shoulders up a little bit. And I did have to do some editing on the hair. I wanted the hair to fall downward. And I also had to do some editing on the neckerchief that she's got on. But when it was all said and done, I took it and exported it and produced the final 3D model, which you can see here. And then I took it and printed it out, and here is the completed Hena figurine. I think it turned out pretty good. There was a little bit of overhang problem on the armpit. I maybe should have fixed that a little bit. But otherwise, she looks fantastic. I maybe could do something to make her neckerchief stand out a little bit. No, No, it's there, and it looks pretty darn good. I hope that's not getting too washed out. It's getting too washed out. But you know what? There will be a link to this file in the video description or wherever links are found. But there we go. Not as much work as you might have thought, just because most of it was already done for you by the people at Nintendo. Wasn't that nice of them? So there we go. One completed Hena figure. Thank you for the challenge. Now, if you've got a challenge that you'd like to see done, then go ahead and leave a comment in the description. And I appreciate the opportunity I had to do this model, and I hope that you will check it out. Thank you so much for watching. Thank you so much for stopping by. Simon, where's Simon? He's down there. No, he's over there. He's there to tell you to like, subscribe, share, and enjoy this video. Thank you so much for watching.